Ha! Sucks to be an electric car owner in Texas right now. I'm just gonna wait for the people to learn that gas pumps require electricity to, pump gas. Hey everyone, my name is Jake and welcome to Murdered by Words, where we're gonna be looking at stupid people online saying things and then someone replying with something that it makes them so they can't reply. They murdered them with words. There's no murder involved. I've said this time and time again. No murder, but the word, it's good. Enjoy it. Who will be the next star of #The Bachelor? Our ranking with these four, I think they're different guys. I have a sneaking suspicion that the next Bachelor will be a dark-haired, square-headed white man with stubble and a moron-top haircut that inexplicably costs $85. Meet Graydon, Braden, Traden, and Okaden. God, look at the V-necks as well. They've all chosen the V-neck. Anybody remember when Dr. Bill Gates created computer viruses, then sold the remedy? Wonder if you could do the same thing for humans, Yeah, no one remembers that. The first computer virus was created by a pair of brothers who ran a computer store in Pakistan in 1986. The first Microsoft-developed antivirus program was bundled free as a part of DOS 6.0 in 1993. I'm not aware of any time Microsoft has sold an antivirus program. It's always been an included, and until recently, pretty inferior component of their operating systems. I saw this in the comments of this. I unfortunately went off on my 75-year-old mother when she told me not to get the vaccine because nanobots. My dad, the prophet, told her this nonsense. I told her he is full of crap and we haven't spoken since. Facebook, yeah, nanobots. Really? You think nanobots are gonna be in it? Just saying, if you can make nanobots that go inside and then can fix stuff at nano level, then cure cancer. Why not cure cancer? Do that instead. You make way more money. It's not like the United States is #1 in education or anything. Oh wait, we are. And then they linked a thing there. Yeah, your source literally puts you in place 7. It literally says that #1 is Switzerland. Do you reckon they just link random things that they see the headline of? It's definitely the headline. Why are you photographing trains? Do you work for the rail company? Are you the media? No, it's a hobby. There are a crap ton of people who do it for fun, not just here in the United States, but around the world. So it's a hobby. Why can't you just enjoy it in the privacy of your own home? Because trains don't run through my home. Why do you care that someone's taking a picture of a train, I'll be 40 with no kids and people will say, "Aw, I'm so sorry for you." And I'll be like, "Oh, how was the frickin' Wiggles reunion tour, douchebag? I went to Italy last week for fun and didn't have to hire a sitter." This is a very sad mentality. To think oneself more important than that of progeny is the sign of a failed human life. So the Wiggles concert wasn't as good as you thought it would be, huh? If you want to have kids and everything, and you're prepared, and I think that's great, sure, go for it, yeah. I wouldn't be alive if my parents didn't have kids. But if you don't, cool, don't care. Some of the happiest people I've seen don't have them because, you can enjoy yourself a lot more. I'm toxic as frig. I'll ruin your life and then play victim. What is my sign? I think that's a sign of mental illness. Yeah, you ain't Scorpio, you ain't Aquarius, you're insane. Ridiculous. The whole Black History Month is ridiculous. Blacks make up 3% of Canada. There are a number of ethnic groups that make up a larger proportion of our population, and yet we don't celebrate their history, or any other ethnicity's history for that matter. Just Black history. The Chinese were subject to just as much, if not more, repression in early Canada, as were the indigenous peoples. I am sure I will be branded as a racist for this comment, however, rest assured I am not. Yeah, Jason, I agree. Asian History Month is celebrated in May, and Indigenous History Month is June. So, to be fair, I don't think I've ever heard of Asian History Month or Indigenous History Month. I didn't even know that was a thing, but now I do. I'm anti-feminist for many of the same reasons I'm an atheist. Okay, so you don't believe women exist? It's okay. I'm an atheist because I don't believe in something I can't see or touch. I suppose women are much like that for you. Bro, like, that's such a cringe thing to say. I'm anti-feminist because I'm an atheist. Like, shut up. Should I allow my 13-year-old to lock their bedroom? Absolutely not. If you aren't careful, you might accidentally get your kid to, trust you. Besides, imagine all the dangers that would unlock. Do you know what 13-year-olds are capable of these days? If you expect your child to worship Satan or dabble in the dark arts, I have some bad news for you. It's much, much worse. I know some teens that text their friends. The boldest ones even use FaceTime. I'm not completely sure about this next one, but I've heard that some teens actually do homework, watch YouTube, listen to music, and some of them, just a select few, well, sometimes they sleep. Just don't tell anyone that I told you. Okay, do homework, watch YouTube, yeah, I understand that, yep, that's what people do. Sleep though, I don't know, with watching YouTube, with doing homework, and going to school, there's no time for sleep. Where do we sleep? How do you block fact checkers? I'm so sick of this crap popping up on everything. How about posting the truth? What do you mean, how do you block fact checkers? You mean someone's replied with, no, this is false, and you're like, I don't like that, I'm gonna block you now. This was found on a video of an angry person trying to run someone over via car. Wait, attempted murder at 3 kilometers per hour? What is attempted murder to you? It's when they attempt to do it, not when they succeed. Driving a 1-ton plus car into someone's direction, what is the intent? To tickle them? To kiss them? To have a civil conversation to resolve the situation? No, it's to harm someone badly, most likely to kill. I'd have to see the video, but 3 kilometers per hour, I don't know if that's like attempted murder, Maybe they were just trying to get them to move out of the way. 30 kilometers per hour, yeah, there you go. But yeah, to be fair, I kind of agree, 3 kilometers per hour. Vaccinate your kids. It's a rash, not a death sentence. Nobody has died from the measles in the last 15 years, but over 100 people have died from the MMR vaccine in the last year alone. Don't believe me? Look it up on the CDC website. Vaccines kill more than the actual disease, which again is a rash. Well, actually, according to the World Health Organization, in 2017, over 110,000 people globally died from measles. A majority of those were 5 and under. I tried searching the CDC website for deaths from the MMR vaccine, but couldn't find anything. If you locate that information from a reputable source, please leave a link so I can read up on that myself. Here's the link to the WHO article I've referenced above, and then they linked it. Well, those are third world statistics to scare us into vaccinating. If you're malnourished, even diarrhea can kill you. Here's a PDF file of all the vaccine injuries and deaths. Keep in mind, only 1 to 10% of vaccine injuries and deaths are reported. This is admitted by the government itself. Yeah, so the PDF you linked to says that 61 people total have filed a claim to VICP over the last 30 years for the MMR vaccine-related deaths, and 2 more for the MMR Vaxalia vaccine on page 6. That's 63 claims made, 41.5% of total claims made on the MMR vaccine in that period were actually compensated, while the rest are dismissed. We should probably assume that the compensation rate is lower for deaths than injuries, since injuries from vaccine complications are far more common than deaths. But let's be generous and assume that the 41.5% figure holds for deaths too. I'm also being generous by not factoring in the much lower compensation rate for the MMR Vaxalia vaccine. Rounded, that's estimated 26 death claims compensated by the VICP. The document also notes that compensation for a claim doesn't actually mean the claim is correct, and that almost 80% of compensated claims end in negotiated settlement, whereas the HHS does not determine that the vaccine was actually at fault. With the actual figure, let's be generous again and say that almost 80% means 75%. Rounding up, that leaves us with a rough estimate of 7 deaths from the MMR and MMR Vaxalia vaccine over the last 30 years. Being as generous as possible to your claim, that gives us an average annual death rate of 0.23, in contrast to your claim of over 100 in the last year. Without all the rounding, it's actually 0.22. Even if your entirely uncited claim that the reporting rate is at 1 to 10% were true, this would give you 2.3 to 23 deaths a year, even when doing everything possible to twist the numbers in your favor and factoring a statistic you made up into it. Your claim is not even 1/4 correct according to your own source. If you're gonna give a source and be like, yeah, well, look at this, at least like read the source and be like, all right, even if it's fake, even if it's a completely fake source, and you could be like, look, it proves me right. Oh, I was wrong because it was fake. I didn't know. You're literally sending a thing that you didn't read, and then you're getting proved wrong. Why? When girls go out wearing tiny, tight, skimpy outfits, I mean, they have the choice to wear something else, something less provocative. So really, girls are asking for it. Yeah, if you're out in public and I see you're not wearing any protective headgear, does that give me the right to smash in your skull with a hammer? I mean, you asked for it, since you're not wearing something to protect your head. True, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going off the logic, then bye-bye head. Outrageous that Virgin Trains closed the gates 2 minutes before departure. Very shoddy. I will not be booking with them again. Well, leave means leave. No ifs, no buts. The people on the train voted to leave at the time specified, and Virgin Trains must respect that mandate. Tom Harwood is betraying the people on that train in his efforts to frustrate the clean Trexit. I don't know what's happening here, but yeah, I think you should probably be on the train like 5 minutes early. You know, it leaves then. Very obviously BS, since Croatia has had a GDP decline of over 10% in the last quarter of 2020. So, also, they have a relative debt crisis to Greece, which is messed up right now. So, yeah, very doubtful you even live there. Wow, so a GDP drop of 10% over a single quarter during a pandemic means a country is failing? If you say so. What does it mean if a country's GDP declines by 3 times that much in a single quarter? That must mean it's really failing. Let's see which socialist country had that happen in 2020. Oh, wait a minute. Historic decline in US GDP in second quarter modified to 31.4% annualized pace. GDP to show comeback in third quarter, but economy is still weak. Uh-oh. Do you know what isn't weak though? The like ratio economy, I think that's an economy. If you click like and subscribe, then boom, the economy booms and everyone wins. And there's also more videos, which, you know, are made because of the economy in likes and subscribers. The more it goes up, the more videos get made, and then you can click more. Nice.